I'm Sophia A. Jackson, and I'm the editor and founder of Aphrodisiac Theatre News. And today I'm joined by,
Anastasia Osei-Kuffour, the director and writer of Love Steps.
thank you. Um, okay, congratulations on your debut play, Love Steps. In your own words,
Thank you.
what is Love Steps about? It's described as a choreo poem. What is a choreo
Mhm.
poem?
So it's actually like inspired by like the choreo poem sort of style, and basically I understand it as the fusion of choreography and poetry together. And so we have lots of those moments in the piece, and sort of the whole piece is sort of following the journey of Anna, a black woman who is driven, has achieved things, and is intelligent, and she's looking for love. And on her journey, she encounters different men. She encounters her family and friends with their various opinions and pressure and advice,
Mm,
and she encounters herself. So she she kind of on the journey of trying to find this man that's going to be her future
mm,
one. She kind of starts to understand herself and her identity issues, self-esteem, self-worth issues, and also understand what she really wants, and what she really wants, not what she thinks she wants, or not
mm.
what's on her list, like kind of that she dreamed up, but what is actually really important to her.
So it says it's semi-autobiographical. So which bit is actually you?
Well, a lot of it is inspired by my own journey,
Yeah.
because the genesis of the play started as a series of poems that I've adapted. So, and these poems are written uh, on my journey over several years,
Mm,
where I was expressing my feelings and thoughts about relationships, my sort of fantasizing about how great it would be if I met someone,
yeah.
and also kind of meeting someone and the feelings that I was experiencing, kind of when that happened, and the hopes and sort of um, the hopes for it. Uh, so yeah, so kind of it started off as a series of these poems that I then looked at and picked and chose what might have been what would work for this, to telling the story of the journey of Anna, and then I adapted it and then kind of added other stuff. I also kind of I've talked to my girlfriends,
Mm,
the black females who are going through the same experiences as me, and just struck by the similarities of people's journeys, and then kind of like putting some of that in there too. So yeah.
where are you now in your dating journey?
So yeah, I'm very much single at the moment, and but what's great about kind of where I am in my journey now is that I know myself so much more and know what is really important to me. I'm so much more self-aware, and I think self-awareness is important on the journey to finding someone as well. I'm also kind of aware of my insecurities,
Mm,
and also have unpicked some of the ideas that were sort of subliminally programmed into me from childhood about what is beauty, and the role of beauty and looks in
mm,
finding a partner, and sort of what your worth is as a woman, really, and where that comes from. So I've sort of, I'm in a place where I feel kind of at peace with it, and hopeful to meet kind of the right person, but also I don't feel desperate, because you go through the stages where you can feel like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, like I just really want someone. I don't feel desperate, which I love. I love
That's
being in a stage of feeling
yeah.
at peace being where I'm at, you know.
We know you for your directing, and now you're on the other side as both. Well, you're directing as well, but also as the writer, and you're sharing something very personal. How are you
Mm.
feeling about being so exposed?
Mm. Do you know, it's interesting? Like, I don't actually feel exposed. I
Okay.
think because in the process of writing it, taken it away from myself. I've used my own experiences
Right.
as inspiration, and put it together in a sort of melting pot of sort of my experiences, things I know about the world, and then sort of crafted a journey and a story through that. And also the plays is very like in a symbolic place, and with
Mm-hmm.
poetry it is really heightened, and it's about the emotions and the feelings and all of that. And so it's sort of, it feels removed from me in a
Okay.
way that feels comfortable, because I'm now working on bringing to life the journey of Anna, not Anastasia.
Yeah.
You know, so actually feels okay. But I also feel like the things that I've put in there are like specific but also universal, so
Mm.
people will watch it and start to think about their own journey, rather than looking at, like, rather than going, Anastasia, look what she's going through. I
Yeah.
think actually it will make people start to think about themselves and think, rather than look at me, which I like.
Yeah. And I do think it's healthy to detach yourself at this stage as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think also the process of writing it, there were some things that were coming up in me, because I'm, like the reflecting of things, the
Mm.
remembering of things I've gone through, and that's the point where it was like, gotta see how much do I want to put in there and how much do I not,
Mm.
and the reliving. But at this stage, I'm very like in work mode and kind of trying to craft it. I think what's been great about directing something I've written is
Mm-hmm.
that there is not that step that is where I'm trying to get into the writer's head, trying to
Mm.
understand what they've written on the page, trying to work out how I can um, bring bring it to life and add um, creativity to it that will make it great and exciting. It feels very, fluid, and it flows and quite effortless, because the words from me. So it's sort
Yeah.
of that feels really lovely to experience.
So you've just shared the positives of being both the writer and the director, but what are the challenges that come with that?
There's just a lot of work that I'm doing. Yeah, because there is the writing mode and
Mm.
sort of thinking about, have I got enough on the page, or have I got too much on the page, and is it working? And so assessing that, and then also the we've got to get it to life, and the
Mm.
time is finite kind of aspect of it. And so kind of juggling those responsibilities. And but I think what I've done in order to mitigate that is I've just surrounded myself with people that sort of trust their eye and their like sort of dramaturgy or directorial eye, and so that they can kind of maybe read the script, kind of watch a bit of what we're creating and give me their thoughts, so that I can get a sense of um, what it's like to be outside of it,
Mm-hmm.
and get some perspective, because I'm so inside it. So I think that's what I've tried to do, try and get outside perspective, so that I understand what is actually happening, and I'm not just like in my tunnel vision world creating.
And would you say that working on the play has also helped you personally, and emotionally in terms of your journey?
Well, it's like a it brings me lots of joy to be doing this. I think
Yeah.
writing my own piece has been in the works for, or since I've been in theatre, in this industry, for over 12 years now. I've
Wow.
been working out how I want to write for it.
Yeah.
And I've come from a poetry background, and
Mm.
that's what I enjoy writing. So I kind of but I love directing conventional theatre, and like as in theatre that is more like naturalistic, and other forms of theatre as well. But as a
Mm.
writer, I was still exploring how I want to write, and this feels like the that I found the way I want to write and create for theatre now. So yeah.
Do you have the script to hand? I was wondering if you could read a few lines from it.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I do have it. Yeah, maybe I can maybe I can give you a bit of the beginning.
Okay, thank you. Just a few lines, yeah. I think that'll be quite
Okay.
nice to hear from you.
Ah, lovely. So yes, by the way, I've deliberately chosen to do a play where amazing performers are reading my words for a reason.
Okay.
You know, because I love what performers can bring to how they bring to life. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do my best to kind
Thank
of
you.
to bring to life my words. Yeah. I want to know that our meeting will be seismic. That when you see me in the thick and thin, that when our eyes meet, there'll be recognition, an ignition of a stirring of feeling in both our insides. You move me, I move you. I want to know you. You look deeply into my eyes, see the black squiggles like shooting black stars, enveloped by a caramel brown circle of an embrace never lies. You love it. I want to see that the glisten of my skin affects you, creates a chain reaction like pinpricks of excitement that feel like heaven, not sin, starts your breath moving, ragged, starts a pull within, reaching to all parts of you, launches, spurts, blings towards me, passion. I'm wanted, hungered for, desired, ready to be consumed.
Thank you. That sounds so beautiful. I actually just want to see you do some
Thank you.
spoken word now.
Yes, I do love that, and like I'd love to do that more in future as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that
it's
with
going to build
us.
up the confidence.
Yeah, thank you. So you were talking about the performers. So West End star Sharon Rose and Reese Richards have been cast in Love Steps. How are you feeling about working with them both? And what have they brought to
Oh,
the
it's been a
table so
joy.
far?
Yeah, it's been a joy to work with Sharon and Reese so far. It's been awesome. They really get the play
Nice.
and understand it and are really enthusiastic about it. And so it's just a joy to be working with people who see the piece in this
Mm,
way. And I love what they bring to it. They bring authenticity and
mm.
a dynamism, which is really exciting to watch.
That's
So it's wonderful.
I'm really excited just because I saw Shifters last week, which is also a
Okay.
two-hander
Yeah.
love
Yes.
story. Currently playing at the Bush, and I was like, I need
Yeah.
to see more of this black love, black
Yes.
joy on the stage. It's just nice to see such emotion, I think, portrayed through the
Mm,
actors and the writing as well. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what Love Steps has in store for us as well.
yes.
Um, the
Yeah.
the artwork for Love Steps is beautiful. Can you talk us through that?
So I guess I wanted to convey that it is about, this black woman
Mm,
and sort of convey a sense that they that this woman is moving and it's about her steps
mm,
and her movement and that there's a journey and uh, and sort of a sense of blooming. So hence the color and sort of like
mm,
how the dress flows. And so I worked with our lovely producer Lily Lehman, and she kind of worked to create the artwork based on that steer. And yeah, she came up with what we needed.
it's
And
beautiful.
so yeah, thank you. It's yeah, I love it. Yeah.
And it stands out, I think. It's quite different to theatre artwork. So I really enjoyed looking at that and seeing
Yeah.
when it came out, I was like, oh, this is a bit different. What's this all about?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
The role of beauty in the play. We've spoken about love, but I'd like to hear a bit more about the theme of beauty in your own words.
Yeah. So growing up as a black woman in Britain, you kind of get subliminal messages, sometimes really clear messages
Mm,
from what the world tells you about what beauty is. So from magazines that are talking about relationships and the kind of women that you see presented the women on the catwalks, the the Vogue covers, and then also the romantic movies you watch. And if you're a romantic kind of, then you'll be watching those movies. And the message that you get is that you may not be the typical idea of
Mm.
beauty. Your hair isn't like the right level of straight. You know,
No, that's definitely true. I remember
your
the school that I went to was predominantly white, and I remember playing Kiss Chase, and it was like, oh, no one's chasing me. Brilliant.
yeah.
You
And
know, and those
those
memories sort of
things
stay
are,
with you, don't they?
yeah, they're wounding, and
Mm.
you sort of grow up with those wounds that you have to unpick.
Mm.
Because also when you're taught that in relationships, how you look and how you present yourself is really important, to whether you a guy wants you, whether you get that guy, then you start to go, okay, but am I going to get that guy if I'm not like looking like the quintessential idea of beauty? And if I'm not seeing myself represented as the leading lady in some
Mm.
of like my most favorite romantic movies, does it mean that my journey will be different? Does it mean
Yeah,
that I can have that sort of epitome of love like I see in these movies, which you sort of then you absorb, and you want that love, you want that romance, that fantasy, and then you realize it's not real, and those movies are not real, and the kind of love that they portray are not exactly what you might experience anyway. And then coupled with the identity and beauty and self-worth and all of that, you start to unpick that too and go, how much of relationships is really about how I look, and how much
mm.
of it is just about connecting with people, and also that actually there's there's different ideas of beauty that lots of people understand, not just what is out there, but also
Yeah,
understanding that my prospective mates might also be having the process of unpicking their ideas of what beauty is too, and have gone through a journey, and I might
yeah,
meet them at different parts of their journey where maybe I'm a bit ahead on it
yeah.
and then they are.
It's very complex.
Yes.
It sounds like there'll be quite a lot that will resonate with
Yes.
our fellow Black women.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, what you encounter different men and, you know, different races. And when you meet someone, they become a mirror on yourself, and you start to understand yourself and who you are a bit more. Um, and and so kind of with race, you're like, or if you consider an interracial thing, you're wondering, you what do I have to unpick in terms of racism here?
Mm.
And sometimes it's like attraction can come and you're like, is it a fetish or is it a real attraction?
Well, yeah,
That kind of thing, and trying to decode and work out what's coming at you. And then, if it's with your own race, it's like, so what are your expectations of me, and how do you see me, and how is your sense of identity going to color the way you treat me?
hmm
Like, are you having hatred towards yourself, like subconsciously, because of growing up in sort of a world that has imbalance in terms of how it systemically treats people of different races, and is it then going to affect how you see me and treat me? So
yeah, I think
yeah, there's lots of things.
yeah, I think whenever you go into a new relationship, you are also taking on all of the life experiences that that person has gone through, all of the trauma that they may have gone through as well. And it's like, it's just a lot. It's a lot to navigate.
A lot.
Yeah, it's you've got to
Absolutely.
be brave, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right, let's get on to the quick fire questions. The first one
Mhm.
is, who would you like to see at the Love Steps press night, dead or alive? If you could have anybody ever, who would you
Oh my
invite?
gosh. Wow. The thing is, the people that I would love to see it would be the people that I'd be the most nervous for them to see it, because I admire them so much. So
Yeah.
like Maya Angelou. I would love to see this and kind of watch and then pick her brain about poetry and what it means to be a Black woman and all of that, and have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
But I'd be so nervous as well because her poetry is phenomenal. And so, yeah, Maya Angelou would be one of the tops, on my list. And then,
She would be
with
perfect though as well, I think.
perfect, like I would like, beg for her to be my mentor,
As
like,
well. While you're
yeah,
here.
while you're here,
While you're
please.
back.
Yes, while you're, yeah. And Whitney Houston, I just think that,
Yeah.
when I was growing up, she was just a Black woman who I thought was stunning and helped
Mm,
me understand, Black beauty and accept, you know, Black beauty,
yeah.
and see it as beautiful. And she just had such a powerful emotion in her voice and the way she
Mm,
sang songs and the songs that she chose to sing that made me really believe in love, um or like get into the or have the idea that love is possible. And she also just had so many different songs about the journey of relationships. Like
yeah.
one of my favorite songs is, it's not right but it's okay,
Yeah.
where it's just literally about a guy who has done her wrong. It's
But
like,
but she's okay about it because she loves him, so
yeah,
it's fine.
because yeah, but yeah, and she's strong, and she's
She
like,
is.
and actually she, in that song, she's going to kick him to the curb.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. It's like, yeah, you're not really, I've got my eyes on you and I can tell you being dishonest, but it's not right, but it's okay
And
because
also I'm gonna be
you're gonna
okay.
go,
Yeah.
yes, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's two examples.
I absolutely love Whitney and I miss her so much. I think she
So
just still had
much
so much to give to us, but
to
she
do,
did bless
yeah,
us with so many amazing songs. What's your
absolutely.
earliest memory of going to the theatre and who took
Oh
you?
wow, earliest memory of going to the theater. Oh wow, that's a tough one because it's sort of like, it feels, there's so much. I think I had really great experiences in school where my drama school teachers would like organize visits, and I was
Yeah.
part of the drama club. I was really interested in theatre and being part of the productions. And I remember going to the Young Vic and seeing a
Okay.
version of King Lear,
Nice.
and how, and this King Lear, I think it was the RSC who did it,
Okay.
and in this RSC version, it was a Black King Lear, and so I was like, oh wow, I'm seeing a Black person kind of
Yeah.
in this Shakespearean story, a Black family in the Shakespearean story,
Yeah.
and that kind of made me go, you know what, we can be front and center in
Mm.
stories, and in stories that are not conventionally Black,
Yeah.
but are relevant to us Black people, because as human beings, there's so much that connects us and unites us, then makes us different. Uh so yeah, I
That's
remember that.
that's really inspiring. And Danny Sapani is playing King Lear now, isn't
Yes,
he, in the Almeida? So that's
very
lovely.
exciting.
Um,
Yes.
and you've worked in theatre for many years now. What do you, where is your favorite theatre space, where you're like, this feels like home to me?
Oh wow. I wouldn't be able to say one place really, because also I work in so many like different spaces as a
Yeah.
freelancer. So I wouldn't be able to say one place. I feel like there are theaters that have made me feel at home or have opened the
Mm,
door to me. I know the Young Vic has been a place that over many years I've been able to draw understanding and training from, which has been brilliant.
yeah.
And has really helped me in my career, and journey. And Talawa, I'm currently in
In partnership
Fairfield
for
Hall's
Love
Talawa
Steps.
studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being supported by them, and like they supported the genesis of my writing, like
Mm,
several years ago, kind of embryo stages of Love Steps. They supported it and
that's
supported
lovely.
my collaboration with Leroy, the choreographer and movement director, and so like yeah, Talawa have really supported me and helped me continue on the journey as an artist, as a director, and now writer. So
Thank you. And my
yeah.
final question is, why should we come and watch Love Steps?
Oh wow. I think Love Steps will get you in your feelings. It will make you reflect on your own love journey. I think you will be um hopefully you will enjoy and uh, kind of enter a world that then you come out of kind of I guess being uh, reflective and maybe hopeful about what may happen for you in future, whether you're in a relationship or not. So I hope that that's the takeaways.
Thank you. And thank you for such a wonderful conversation. Um, and yeah, I look forward to coming to see the show. And we're also doing a meetup, Aphrodisiac and Dope Black Mums meetup. So we'll come and say hello.
Wonderful,
Come and say hello.
wonderful.
If you're there that day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to make sure to be.
Yay. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care.
Thank you. This has been such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye bye.
Awesome. Bye.